Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to start off giving all honor and glory and present worship to our power. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, elder bishop, great millstone, peace, citation to the hopeful elect. All right, it's your brother Haqadash, representing Jeremiah's branch here in Cleveland. Lord willing to bring out a edifying lesson through the spirit and power of YAHWASHI, YAHWASHI. And this is just another video, a quick video. More information. This is the information I was talking about in the last video that I couldn't find. You know, it had them in different places. So I just wanted to bring this information out, and I wanted to read this. This is actually the video from the Elder Manata's Akbar page that I played in the last video at the beginning. But I'm gonna read this real quick. It says, President Trump. This is in the comment section or the comment board of the video. All right, it says, DJ Trump and his administration officials warned that the use of the military in response to protests against his immigration crackdown may not be limited to just Los Angeles. I mentioned that in the last video. It said it's going to continue from city to city. Okay, and you got to remember, a lot of things in America starts in these major areas like Cali, New York, Chicago. Even Ohio is a major player in this system. And what you see right now, let me see if I can show it. It was just uploaded. Oh, you must have took it down or something. Oh no, NY Prepper, emergency alert, Trump to end.
An American flag was torn down from Seattle's federal building, and it is now being burned.
It's fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm not using this for monetary gain. This is for educational purposes only. It's NY Prepper. Go like and subscribe. Edifying lessons. It says, emergency alert, Trump to invoke Insurrection Act, riot spread to New York City. See, there you go. That I was just talking about. Cali, New York. This is how you know it's a stage. Let me see if I can find that quote real quick. This is not the exact phrasing I was looking for, but it says Franklin D. Roosevelt, the phrase, if it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. Okay? It says the full quote is, in politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. You can bet it was planned that way. You see? And hey, you believe the opposite of what this man tell you. This man is Esau Edom, this government, man. Okay? You gotta expect the worst from this guy, man. Okay? 700 Marines is absurd, bro. That's madness, man. So how much more for serious crime? All right, he didn't do none of this when it came to the soldier who set himself on fire, right? What about the guy who set himself on fire running in front of the White House? You know what I'm saying? With the flag on his shirt. Okay. What about the George Floyd protests? Because why? It wasn't time yet, man. Let me get this. 2 Ezra 4:37. By measure have he measured the times, and by number have he numbered the times, and he do not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. Right? You got to think about stirring, like if you got like soup in a pot. Yeah, the pot is hot as hell, so you would think the whole entire soup would be hot, but that's not the case. A lot of times, the soup, you got to stir the soup for the whole thing, the heat to move through the whole liquid. All right, in most cases. Okay, and this is what you see. The whole thing was lit. The flame was lit. You see, but the flame was lit, but a lot of other things had to take place. So when the Lord started to stir these things up, and that's why you see more and more things happening, and now you see the heat touching all other facets of that liquid, being America, man. All right, so that the prophecies can be fulfilled.
producing 1,500 tanks, 3,000 vehicles, and 2,000 Iskander missiles in 3 months. Wow.
Now, let me show you this video. So, as you can see, all these tanks, man. Look how many tanks that is right there, dude. You see that? Look at that. So this yo, man. Hey, yo, Lord willing, bro. You know, it's like this is also the YAHAWASHI because it came back to my memory. This also make you think about the scripture where it says, let's see. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and jumping up. I mean, not jumping up, but going to verse 37. 2nd Ezra 16 and 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Let's see what this AI says. What is a plague? Let's see if they tell the truth, because this thing be going on sometimes too. A plague is a widespread, often deadly unease that affects many people or animals at the same time. A plague is a contagious disease that. Now it says a plague. It says is a contagious disease that spreads rapidly and causes high mortality, and can also refer more broadly to any serious affliction or calamity. You see, any affliction or calamity. I went into the Black Death on my page as well. You can check that out. That was a great lesson. I believe through the Spirit, I was edified by the information that was brought out. The Spirit led me to. And so a plague is a widespread, it says figurative in general, can describe anything causing, right here underneath the video, can describe anything causing widespread suffering or trouble. A plague of violence, widespread destructive behavior. So a part of the plagues that the Lord is sending, behold, the plagues are drawing nigh and are not slack. Part of those plagues, outside of famine, outside of drought and dearth, is also what you see happening right now with these violent protests, right? And this is a big thing because it was hundreds of thousands of immigrants that came into the U.S., okay? And every city, every brothers encountered some, seen some on the street. You could tell they was immigrants. A lot of them don't even speak English. You could just tell they knew, okay? The way they move. Call out Yahweh Shots 144. If we go to a different state, somebody could tell we from a different state. So how much more individual that don't even live in the United States? As when a woman, 38, 2 16, 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringing forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, Great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth they slack not a moment. Even so shall the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So, yo, America is being sieged by YAHAWASHI. Okay, this is a part of that siege. Okay, the army is coming in like a flood. That's what the scriptures say, right? Okay, the Lord said the plagues are not slack. And before I move on from this, I brought this out because you see pulsating, bro. It's not what you think. We're gonna keep being tempted with this high intensity, high vibration of hope. Keep being poked at with this high intensity of the next phase happening. No, bro. How many times you think the Lord gonna keep agitating this thing, man? You know, if that makes sense, bro. It's just like again comparing it to birth pains. Okay, yo, eventually the baby gonna come, bro. The woman not gonna stay with those pains forever, man. However, the long duration it's gonna be the longer the duration, but she don't stay there in that pain or in that moment for the rest of her life. It's only for a split second, and then eventually the baby comes. They don't, like I just said, they slack not a moment. Even up till the birthing of the child is still pain. Not up until the child is born. That's when the pain stops. And right now you're witnessing the birth of a nation, man. Okay, you're witnessing is the firstborn being born, man. Or you're witnessing the birth pains. Okay, and elect are being the world is about to see the birth of the elect, man. So you can understand. When we get those new bodies, when we're transformed to match our mindset, right, with our bodies, our flesh can't match our mindset right now. It still goes off. But once our new bodies match our mind, where we can have 100% of the truth in us, where we don't have to read to know the scriptures, it's going to be embedded in us. That's that new covenant, man. That's the new bodies, right? That until then, this pain is going to get worse, man. The closer the child is to being delivered, the pain get worse. You see, so yeah, Lord, hey, you got the George Floyd, you have many events, man. Hey, they said that this type of response from Trump hasn't been since I believe the LA riots. I want to say Rodney King, if that was in LA. I can't remember, but it was something along that line, right? Decades ago, man. It says, going back to this President Trump and his administration officials warned that the use of the military in response to protests against the immigration crackdown may not be limited to just Los Angeles, saying it could be the first of many and that protesters could be met with equal or greater force. What's greater than rubber bullets? Actual bullets. What's greater than, come on now. Stop being simple. Trump told reporters in the Oval Office on Tuesday that his administration was going to enforce its deportation policy strictly and that it would not tolerate violent protests against ICE officers. What you think is going to happen? You think these people going to bow down? Bro, they're protesting. Even though they see this going on in LA right now, they're still protesting. It's spread into New York right now. This is the first, perhaps, of many, Trump said, of the deployment of 4,000 National Guardsmen and 700 Marines to LA as the demonstration clashed with law enforcement amid protests. Again, a quote from F.D. Roosevelt, in politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. This was staged. This was planned. But it doesn't matter because problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. Whether you create a real event, all right, whether you create the event using fake memes or provocateurs or agent provocateurs or setups men, however you started this event, did it not get real reactions? It got real reactions. It got people to move. It got real results. And therefore now you could bring in real solutions. Okay? Problem, reaction, solution. Order ab chaos. Order out of chaos. It's the Latin phrase. Order ab chaos.
I got a really bad feeling about this weekend. Really bad feeling.
And the reason why he's saying this weekend is because this weekend is June 14th. And I brought it out in the last lesson. That's the Defiance Day. Okay. Nationwide Day of Defiance set to sweep across the United States on June 14th, man. See, tyrant gets theirs. And let's look up a tyrant. A tyrant is a ruler who uses power cruelly, unfairly, or oppressively. You see, a tyrant is a person, especially a leader or ruler, who exercises absolute power in a harsh, cruel, or unjust way. It says key traits of a tyrant: abuses authority, ignores laws or rules. Is that not Trump? Suppresses freedom, silences opposition, controls speech, etc. Is that not Trump? Often rules by fear, violence, or manipulation. Is that not DJ? May begin as a legitimate leader, but becomes oppressive over time. Is that not DJ? I can show you many examples of him promoting peace, but what does the scripture say? I believe in Thessalonians. First Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, right? Without unexpectation. Destruction, unaliveness, chaos, drama, plagues, cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And we just talked about those birth pains. You see? We just talked about the birth pains, man. You see? At any moment, that child can be born. At any moment, that labor can be intense. My wife, she was in labor for, shoot, man, like 18 plus hours, man, my first child. You know? It's a long time of pain, to the point standing on our feet for 18 hours, bro. Not once did we sit down. We sat before that, before it got intense, but them 18 hours straight on our feet, next to the bed, standing in great pain, can't move. You know? Forced to do something we didn't want to do. What we didn't want to do was stand for 18 hours. These people are going to be forced to do things they don't want to do because of the pain and the excruciating pain that's going to be upon the world, man. Oh, and they also mentioned cruelty. It says harsh, cruel, or it said exercises absolute power in a harsh, cruel, unjust way. Scripture talk about the cruel. This Isaiah and 19:4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. Now it's twofold. It's talking about YAHWASHI, but we apply it to DJ Trump. All right, because YAHWASHI is going to bring vengeance on this place. All right, in a absolute cruel manner to the people, but it's righteous. It's righteous judgment. All right. But in terms of DJ Trump, it's not righteous judgment. It's from the Lord, of course, so it is righteous in that sense. But in the sense of where DJ is coming from, he's not doing it by righteous means. He's doing it by greed and pride in terms of the elite's agenda. And the Egyptians are you Americans. Will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. And go to that word cruel. See what the blue letter gives us. And we close out. It's Isaiah 19:4, the rule cruel. Quashah. But it says hard, cruel, severe, obstinate, difficult, severe, fierce, intense, vehement, stiff-necked, rigorous, of battle. You see? Rough, stubborn. And this is what you see going on with DJ Trump, man. Okay? This is what you see. This is why I just read what he said. He said, hey, hold on. What? Saying it could be the first of many, and that protest could be met with equal or greater force, man. So I just wanted to bring out some more info regarding that, you know.
Antifa activists have burned an American flag in Seattle. Wow. Wow, in Seattle, several arrests were made in Seattle. Wow. Really crazy clashes with police in Seattle at the federal building. Crazy footage coming out in Seattle.
364 Northwest Avenue. Female black adult wearing filled wearing dark clothing, and male black adult wearing black clothing were attempting to get inside parked vehicles on the street, asking towards Garfield, heard 5 ago, TP van was confronted, tag is 346.
City earlier. Protest underway in Chicago right now.
Did I mention Chicago? LA, New York, Chicago are the biggest cities in some of the biggest cities in the United States. Texas, Florida, you know, different areas. These are major players, man. Okay? Again, what does the quote say? In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. F.D. Roosevelt, man. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, HAQADASH. Double honors again to our apostle of the Bishop's Great Millstone. And peace, citation, to hopeful light. Hey, till next time. Hey, Mwap, Lava Ball, a Bible Ball. Kwan Yashala, Shalom.
Wow.
With multiple stab wounds, full measure further, arrived 20 minutes ago, tag is 364.
Some footage there. Some footage coming out of Atlanta. Got some riots in Atlanta. Let me see if I can get you some footage there.
See, it's everywhere, man. Let's go. Shalom.
Captain 110 Anatomy of the Handle, 45 JL, 1600 West Avenue,